Okay, so here is another look at the quick selection tool. This time 3 hearts over white. This quick selection tool is right here. Shortcut is W. You have the ability to alter the font, the tip size of the tool. I'm going to make it a little bit larger, make it about a 10. And then just click and drag and select the white areas. I like this with any background that's solid like this because it makes it really easy to select the larger area, in this case the white background, and then we'll invert it, the selection that is. But if we do Control plus and we zoom in, hold the space bar, it temporarily turns the tool into a hand. You can see that we missed a few spots, so we're just going to add it to the selection by clicking on it while we hold down the Alt key, and it will, in this case, add in the areas that we missed. And there's some up here, I think, too. Yes, there is. Okay, so we'll just add some of that. You want to be careful. These color values are similar in the gray areas. And it'd be very easy to add some of that white. We don't want the white because we're going to put it over a colored background, and the white kind of looks like an amateur did it. Okay, so if we control numeric 0, we see the selection in its entirety. Control Shift I inverts it or reverses it so that now you've selected the hearts instead of the white. And Control J, if you look here, puts the hearts on their own layer. So now we have selected them and made them into artwork. Two things happen now. You could make a new layer, but it's a blank layer and it's on top of the hearts. I'm going to Control Z to undo that. If I hold down the Control key and click the layer, it makes a blank layer underneath the hearts artwork. And this is important because we're going to add a color, right? And to do that, we're just going to do Shift F5 and go to color, and you'll see I've picked this particular color here. We'll say OK, and that puts the color underneath the hearts. And again, the beauty of, as we know, of Photoshop is everything's on a separate layer. So that's a good thing. The last thing that I would talk about here in terms of the artwork is to just kind of give it a little extra oomph. I think I would do like a 2-pixel stroke and maybe make it a little lighter, the same color as the background, but a little bit lighter. And so if you hold down the Control key and click, don't click on the layer, but click on the artwork, the thumbnail we call it, it will reselect the hearts. And of course, now when you go to the stroke and do that, and you have the 2 with that color, it'll actually add the stroke on that layer. And if you Control D, you see the outside edge that we added. I think it's kind of a nice effect. It helps to lift the artwork off the background. Okay, so that's one way to do it. And then of course text or type. Another thing to remember is if you do Control A, you select the entire canvas, and if you V for Move tool, you can then align the hearts to the center of the artwork of the canvas, that is, the area selected, which is Control A selects all. And so now they're centered to the canvas, and you Control D to deselect it. I think that's a pretty clever way to get this done. Another thing, so before I do the last thing, let's just say, then Control S, of course, to save as, right? Because this would be your final art. You can add type, I love you, whatever it is. But if you wanted to put this over another piece of artwork, say a photograph of you and your significant other, or you in any body, place, or thing, you could save this as a PNG file. So if this was your final art, you'd go File, Save As. And of course your options are Photoshop. I mean, you have a bunch of options. You would if you're going to archive it, of course, the Photoshop file is the most important because you preserve the layers and you can go back and change it whenever you want. JPEG, if you want to put it on the web, is generally what we use. But there's all kinds. There's TIFF and Targa, and you can find tutorials on all these different file formats. That's not the purpose of this. Certainly, JPEG is the option after you save it as a Photoshop. JPEG allows you to view it. In this particular case, however, if you wanted to not have the background, but you just wanted that, and you wanted to put it over that picture, then you would save this as we said, as a PNG. You go File, Save As, and the PNG drops out any transparent space and just preserves the artwork. In this case, the hearts. So if you did that and you said 3 hearts, and you saved it as a PNG, then you would see that when you save it, you can put it into a Word document. You can put it over another photograph, right? So, for instance, if I did this and did, let's say, the horseshoe, you see where that's a PNG file because it has a transparent background. There's nothing there. And if I was to open the original 3 hearts, you'd see the original 3 hearts is on white. So just another way to look at things and to have the option of putting it over a background other than white, or saving it as a PNG without any background so you can put it over another document or another photograph. All right, that's it.